Welcome, Samreen. Over to you.
Thank you, Peter. It's great to be here today. And hello, everyone. So, I want to start off with a question after Peter has just laid out such a current backdrop. How conscious are you about the energies that shape your leadership? The ones that you're aware of, but also those that might be very influential and you might overlook. Well, I'm learning, and I've been learning probably over the last 3 or 4 years a bit more in depth, that these could be referred to as masculine and feminine energies, or yang and yin energies, or if we go back to some of the Eastern philosophies, the sun and the moon. But I want to clarify that when it comes to energies, these terms are not simply about gender. They are the forces that live within each and every one of us. Now, today's world, as Peter has just helped lay out, complexity is growing by the day. And understanding and integrating how these energies support us isn't just nice to have, it's totally critical. And I also want to encourage us to not think about this just theoretically. I want us to go back in time and appreciate some of the ancient wisdom that supports our understanding in the current day. So to do that, I just want to share the story of the eagle and the condor. And it's a story that, in my case in particular, and with the clients I work, is starting to shed some light on how we might reimagine leadership as the world evolves. So just picture two birds that soar through our skies. And there's a picture here that hopefully will tempt you to imagine it in your own way. Now, each of these birds has its own strength. The eagle, majestic, sharp-eyed, symbolizes logic, action, industrial ambition, the energy that drives progress. It builds systems and it conquers horizons. Today, the eagle's energy is certainly amplifying our technologies like AI, which thrive on logic, on precision, on scalability. And while AI brings remarkable efficiency and innovation, it's also risking reinforcing a culture of progress at the expense of human connection. And again, Peter has made a few references to this. Now, the eagle's sharp eye becomes sharper, but what grounds it? Without the condor, a very different bird, and without the condor's wisdom to guide how we use these advancements, we might risk deepening an imbalance that leaves humanity disconnected. So let's now go to the condor, a graceful, deeply connected to earth, embodying intuition, care, harmony, this energy that some of us might recognize as nurturing life, as rooting us in meaning. And the condor's energy goes much deeper. It holds the power to create safety. Feminine energy, as understood in Eastern philosophies, and if we just take Carl Jung's psychological archetypes, they represent reciprocity, nurturing, the ability to hold space without dominating. In its purest form, it offers us the possibility of faith, presence, and a foundation where others can feel seen, where we can be heard, where we know that we are valued. Ecofeminism further connects this energy to the nurturing relationship that we have with nature, our planet, reminding us of the interconnectedness of all of our life and Mother Earth, to use the language. Imagine leadership that prioritizes this kind of safety, but not just as an afterthought or a necessary condition. A potent enabler of creativity, of collaboration, and of meaningful growth. Now, without safety, progress can become unsustainable. So the ancient prophecy from the Andes in the Amazon, near from where I come from, tells us that for centuries, these two ways of being coexisted, and it coexisted in balance. But 500 years ago, with the rise of colonization and industrialization, the eagle's dominance has overshadowed the condor's sensitive wisdom. The world has become sharper, faster, progressive, and this is brilliant. Look where we've landed. But increasingly, we are disconnected. And we're disconnected from our roots, from our humanity. Now, the prophecy speaks of hope, a time when the eagle and the condor can actually fly back together again, not by becoming one and the same, though, by embracing the distinct energies, by honoring the differences, and especially by creating harmony in how we fly. The eagle has been flying solo, and it's been flying solo for far too long. In our workplaces, what do we celebrate? Metrics, competitiveness, relentless output, creating a culture of doing, reactivity, and burnout. And what's the result? In organizations, people feel like cogs, not like creators. Research is showing that the high cost of this imbalance is leading to burnout. It's costing the global economy an estimated 322 billion US dollars annually. And this is affecting 77% of employees at least once in their careers. Yet this toll is more than financial. It's lost innovation, strained relationships, bad health, and the exhaustion of the human spirit. And we see these energies playing out in lots of different ways in leadership today. Jacinda Ardern is probably held up as one of the best examples of how transformative power comes from blending strength with compassion. Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, has shifted a culture of cutthroat competition to one of curiosity, building not only one of the strongest cultures today, but delivering tenfold growth in share value over the last 10 years. Contrast this with Donald Trump, quite current, eh? Whose leadership thrives on division, control, unchecked dominance. Or Elon Musk, whose visionary drive has transformed industries, there is no doubt, but whose ethos of relentless work and cost-cutting reflects a society that prioritizes efficiency over humanity. And Musk's role as Trump's cost-cutting lead in his new venture is a stark reminder of what we are rewarding at the very forefront: ambition, action, results. Finally, Marissa Mayer's tenure at Yahoo shows how women can also adopt masculine, rigid energy to fit in. Research is showing how this can incite a culture of rivalry, jealousy, imposter syndrome. This phenomenon is known as the queen bee syndrome, where women distance themselves from other women to fit in and succeed and undermine the organizational success that's possible. By colluding with these dynamics, instead of bringing and balancing our feminine energies, we as women are missing the chance to lead authentically and to help reshape leadership and organizations with far more equilibrium. Now, the lesson for me is clear. When the eagle flies without the condor, the fall might be inevitable. And this isn't just about these two birds. It's about us. How often do you lean far too much into achievement and neglect the space for connection and care? Well, I'm just going to tell you a personal story of me. Early in my career, or actually probably most of my career, I've leaned heavily on the eagle's energy. Being strategic, seeking control, wanting to plan everything, proving I could drive outcomes became my currency for success. I was laser focused. And to the point that, embarrassingly, one of my team members and good friends called me a headmistress behind my back. Didn't feel great to hear it that way. And it wasn't exactly a compliment. though at the time, I must admit internally, I probably wore it as a badge of honor. The physiological cost to me has been significant. I've suffered tension in my back, in my shoulders. In recent years, it's migrated to my hips. I've pushed through every stressful day and every ambitious vocation that I've held with intense cardio, HIIT training, especially when I've been anxious. And I've chased every personal best metric that I could. But it wasn't until my son faced a life-threatening illness that I realized how deeply this imbalance just cannot serve me for the rest of my life. The moment my son's neurosurgeon looked at us in the eye and told my husband and I that we stood before a very dark, very uncertain and treacherous voyage with no guarantees of his life, was the moment I began to realize what was needed was not control or planning. It was presence. It was patience, faith, the ability to hold a sense of safety, the condor's energy, the act of being fully present and not seeking a fix. This life chapter has shifted not only my own personal life, but my leadership and how I work with clients. Through practices like breathwork, yoga, daily walks in nature, I began to loosen this grip of driving outcomes by doing, to inviting more acceptance towards the act of being a human being. Yoga gave me structure, my walks enabled contemplation, and my breathwork has enabled me to release a lifetime of stored and stuck energy. The pain in my body is easing. The friction in my relationships has softened. I'm managing my health with more agency, and my leadership has transformed. I've become responsive rather than reactive, and I'm grounded. Feminine energy teaches us the importance of containment, holding spaces that are safe without judgment, much like a mother holding unconditionally the safety of her infant as they enter the world, is a concept that has evolved into a foundational psychological model for how we create safety in non-judgmental spaces. In a world where the eagle has soared, it has soared solo. This energy has been neglected. Safety isn't passive. It's the foundation for performance, for how we create things, how we remain resilient, healthily resilient, not toxically resilient. Businesses that prioritize care for people on the planet are now outpacing competitors. And the condor's rise isn't just overdue, it's essential for balanced, sustainable success. So, I'd like you to just think and reflect on your own behaviors and on your own tendencies. How do you balance your drive for results with self-care? Where are you relying solely on one energy? What would it look like to invite the other one in? Are you creating space for your team to feel seen, heard, and valued beyond their output? How does your organization embed long-term green goals? And where can you expose yourself to the condor's energy in your daily routine? I'm not going to lie, when I began shifting my focus towards creating more balance, I felt a sense of space, and that was great. But this led to doubt, insecurity, an unfamiliar and scary sensation. Will I compromise my progress? Will this impact my earning potential? Will it hold me back from success? But over time, these initial doubts quieted. Clarity came from being grounded. I found myself thriving in a healthier, more sustainable way. Compromises I had feared shifted in unexpected and positive ways, and opportunities are in abundance. When the world leans too far on progress, it drives imbalance. As AI continues to evolve, the balance between the eagle and the condor becomes even more essential for us. AI has the potential to enhance how the eagle innovates, executes, brings about the unimaginable. But without the condor's emotional agility, its impact could be one-dimensional. The true power of AI lies not in replacing humanity, but in augmenting it, helping leaders create environments where both human ingenuity and well-being thrive. In this way, the eagle and the condor can soar together and embrace technology while staying rooted. The eagle and the condor were not meant to compete. They were meant to soar together. The skies ahead are wide open. Let's lead with the wisdom of the eagle and the heart of the condor. Thank you.